Hey everybody, Rob Fike here. I'm here to talk with you today about Oz. Oz, the Land of Oz, the merry old Land of Oz. Um, I'm here to talk to you today about Oz the Great and Powerful.
Where am I exactly?
You're in Oz. You are the wizard, aren't you?
What? How hard could it be to kill a wicked witch?
If this was easy, we wouldn't need a wizard.
Oz the Great and Powerful. Rated PG. In theaters and IMAX 3D.
So I came into the movie kind of vaguely aware of the musical Wicked, but I hadn't actually seen anything from Wicked or knew the storylines. I just knew that there were multiple witches in Oz, and some of them were good, like Glinda, and then some of them were bad. I really love the original musical. I love that movie. It's timeless. It's wonderful. Judy Garland is spectacular in that movie. It's not the same kind of movie that The Wizard of Oz was. The Wizard of Oz in 1939 was a musical more. It showcased Judy Garland's singing abilities and dancing and all that good stuff. Whereas Oz the Great and Powerful is just a straight up fantasy movie. Tons of visual effects, tons of different characters, fantastical CG designs. It's pretty amazing what they put on the screen. Directed by Sam Raimi of Spider-Man fame. He directed all the Spider-Man movies. I think he did Evil Dead also. And you'll kind of notice that because there's some characters and actors, that are in the movie that you will notice from Sam Raimi movies. Like we have Bruce Campbell in there, randomly playing one of the soldier guards. The cast is pretty good. You have Mila Kunis, Rachel Weisz, Michelle Williams, Zach Braff, and then you have some good older character actors too. So basically what happens is we're supposed to be identifying with the Wizard of Oz because we see him as a normal person, and then we see him in the Land of Oz and how he has to grow as a character to be heroic. But I would say that the movie falls a little flat with James Franco's performance, and also his character development in the movie. There's these really valleys. He goes really high up, and he does really great compassionate things, and then in the very next scene, there's a cutaway, and in the very next scene, he's treating the same person with disregard, and he's just a jerk. And then he'll go back to being compassionate, and I don't know if Franco couldn't figure out how to portray this progression of the character, or if it was something in the writing of the script. But all I felt was I couldn't really relate to him, and I kind of wanted him to fail, because he was such a jerk about everything. He's very conceited and egotistical, which I guess if you watch The Wizard of Oz, you kind of get that also. And that seems to carry over from this film because I don't see any redeeming value in his character, really. In the end, he does the right thing because that's how movies are. The character does the right thing. But I never saw the progression of how he got there, really. It's almost like there was a light switch turned on and he was like, oh, I'm going to do the right thing now. So, and as we know, there's the different witches in Wizard of Oz, and so inevitably they're going to die, and you know that going in. And I think that's kind of the hard part for a lot of these characters is once you know which character they are, it's kind of like, I know what's going to happen to them, so do I really want to get invested in them? And also, do I care about them as characters? And I think this is kind of where the movie falls flat, because I don't really end up feeling anything for any of the characters. I don't feel bad for Mila Kunis' character. I don't feel bad for Rachel Weisz's character. And Glinda is just so nice that it's like, what do you do with that? She's like an angel. Who cares? In the end, you don't really care about her, and you know she's going to live because she's in the other movie. And so it really, in the end, doesn't really matter. So overall, I would say that Oz the Great and Powerful is a pretty good movie. I think 2.5 stars is probably a fair assessment of the movie. It's not something I would say is genre defining. I wouldn't say that the characters in the movie are great, but I do think it's a great movie to watch. And it's worth going in and seeing it in the theater to see it on the big screen, because there's so many visual elements in the movie that just look amazing and spectacular. The colors are really vibrant. There's large landscapes. There's amazing, bad guys, and creative elements like there's flowers that are made actually out of like emeralds and stuff. It's really cool. So I would say overall, it's a good movie. It's worth seeing in the theater. I don't know if I would pay full price for it. It may be worth a matinee.